how does doing business, how did it change recently when COVID hit the country? Are people open for digital communication just as we do? We are now having an interview on Zoom. Are the business people in Nigeria open to things like that? Virtual conferences, virtual matchmaking even? What do you think?
Now, okay, before I go there, Matthias, let me just quickly chip this in terms of the impact now. For some time, the growth rates in the health sector has been 0.16% or thereabout, very, very low. But with the advent of COVID and the fact that people had no choice but to look inward due to the restrictions, the economic numbers that was published yesterday, Monday, 24th of August, 2020, revealed that the healthcare sector actually grew by about 2%. That's the highest I've seen in years.
Okay.
Yeah, because over the years, it has always been negative. And just last year, just yesterday, at the end of the second quarter of 2020, the healthcare sector grew about 1.87%. That tells you that a lot of things actually happened within the healthcare sector in the course of this COVID to bring it up in terms of managing the cases and other, not just COVID cases, other underlying cases that COVID could trigger mortal issues. You understand?
Yeah.
So it tells you that with deeper focus, the healthcare market could also grow. Now, talking about the impact of what has really changed in the way we do business and how technology is playing a role, very important question. I can tell you, Matthias, that there's a new normal that we are trying to adjust our lives to now. Particularly
Plan B has
Nigeria.
become Plan A.
Yeah, so that's a new normal now. So even schools now are doing some of their courses online.
Far ahead of Germany, definitely.
Yeah, online. And in fact, our parents are willing to pay now, unlike before. Okay, now even businesses, banks, manufacturing outfits, corporations, most of their businesses are now done online. People work virtually now. So now, in terms of the numbers, when the economy shrank by 6.1%, the telecommunication and ICT sector of Nigeria grew by 18%.
Wow.
It grew by 18%. And I can tell you, Matthias, that the technology space has overtaken oil and gas in terms of contribution to the GDP.
Wow. Okay.
Telecoms, the technology market in Nigeria now contributes about 10.88% to the GDP, while oil and gas is contributing just 9%. So it tells you where the economy is going. A paradigm shift now. People are now going online to do their businesses. And that is the future. Even when it comes to matchmaking, business interaction, trust me, Matthias, that is where the future of business now lies in Nigeria. The healthcare markets really have, as far as the Nigerian economy is concerned, has not really been given the right attention that it deserves, particularly when the healthcare actually receives just a little, around 4% of total government spending, which goes contrary to the Abuja declaration that was made a few years back, that government will be providing 15-20% of total government expenditure, channeling it towards developing the healthcare sector. So as we speak, we have a deficiency of about 16% from that target. So from 20%, we're currently running at 4%. So we have a shortfall of about 16%. So it tells you the kind of challenge that is the underlying challenge that the healthcare sector is currently having to grapple with. You understand what I mean? So when the pandemic came in, it only just came to worsen the underlying issues that the healthcare system actually had. But on the flip side of it, On the flip side of it, there was global restrictions in terms of movement, so the elite and government officials could not go out abroad to source for care as usual. So everybody's trapped within the system. So they had no choice but to start looking at the realities before them. I think the reality now is that they'll begin to take the matters of the nation's healthcare system very seriously, particularly in light of the fact that some very senior decision makers in government have also lost their lives as a result of this pandemic. So should the system have been developed and carefully positioned over the years with the right investment and structure, I'm very sure some of these lives would have been saved. But the truth is that now it is hitting both the high, the mid, and the low strata of the economy. So everybody now needs to look inwards and see how the sector can be moved forward.
For which subsectors would you see especially opportunities? You know a little bit, I would say, about also the German landscape of medtech manufacturers. In which fields would you say there will be a huge demand upcoming or ongoing from now on, but especially in the next 3 years?